Received comments from the subscribers that ma'am, where should we start language learning process? Should we hire a teacher or join any language learning class? And if I don't have that budget, what should I do then? After all, there are so many parts of English language learning like grammar, reading, writing, listening, speaking. Which part should I start the first? And how can I balance between the different parts of language? And if you are learning the language for the first time, it can be a challenging for you. Even if you are motivated and disciplined, things are not easy. Because at the initial stage, with right kind of motivation and with discipline, lead to a bookshop full of unused language learning books, unopened apps and chaotic materials. Because most of the time at your initial stage you just keep on thinking rather than worrying. How should I start? How many hours should I devote to my study? These are some of the questions which confuse you a lot at the very beginning. So I am going to share with you few steps so that you can learn language easily, because language learning or learning a language is just a marathon. It's not that you just acquire the language for a few months and then you quit. If you lose or if you don't use your language skills, it may lose forever and you may forget the language skills, because it's a process. You need to have a right kind of strategy and right kind of guidance. You can learn language, any language of the world, in your own home, away from the classes, away from the tutors, away from the online courses. If you can't afford, and if you can afford, these are well and good. And if you can't afford, with your motivation, with your discipline, rather than motivation, with your discipline, you can learn any kind of language. Number one step, which I focus a lot, is that get the right resource. Yes, dear audience, getting the right resource. At the very beginning, at the initial stage, you just start worrying. Which resource should I use? And how can I choose the resource? Because at this stage there are hundreds of books, videos, online classes, online resources. There are so many apps, and they are all intended to give you the lesson. They are all intended to make you language learner in a best possible way. But sheer abundance of available material makes it impossible for you to choose the accurate material or the resource which suits you a lot, and you are confused or you are in the dilemma that which kind of resource I should choose. I suggest the resource which has these two characteristics. Choose that resource. Number one, that is comprehensible, that you can understand the content, the main idea, the central idea, each and every point of the word of the resource quite easily. And then it is interesting. If you like Good Knowledge Hub, interesting. If you like the methodology of Good Knowledge Hub, interesting, then go for it. Number two step, get organized. Get organized and stay organized. Prepare yourself from the very beginning to learn a language. And how to organize yourself? Maintain an organized study plan. Organize space, schedule, and organized space. What is meant by organized space? Organized space meant by the place where you are studying should be distraction free. It should be organized, it should be clean, and you should study on the same place every day. And now organized study plan, regular study plan. You should have to follow organized and regular study plans. And for this, so that language learning should be your habit. And don't rely on motivation, rely on your discipline, because motivation flies away after some time. And if you cultivate or if you inculcate in yourself discipline, what is discipline? That I have to do this work every day, if I am gaining the results or not, if I gaining the result positive or negative, but I have to study, I have to learn this language. This is called discipline. And discipline is much more effective than motivation, because when you are demotivated, you give up and stop learning, and that stops your career. But if you are disciplined and if you don't see any kind of progress in your personality, in your language learning, even then you do not stop, you keep on struggling. And you can make your study effective by following different kinds of rituals. For example, breathe, walk up for a minute and then sit down to study. These are some of the rituals, and these makes you study organized. These makes you organized. Follow these. And number 3 step is that, very important step, reflect on your progress every day. Yes, you have to reflect on your progress by asking such kind of questions. Am I interested? Do I have fun? Is it easy, difficult, or impossible for me, or challenging for me? And which part or which activity should I inculcate to remove from the schedule to make it more effective? So by doing this, you can do the better and you can have better results in your language learning. First of all, get the right resource, and second, get organized. Number 3, reflect on your daily progress. These are 3 steps. By following these steps, you can have tremendous results in your language learning process. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.